Hi, this is Sarah Lingra, and welcome to the 5th lesson using Piano Key Finder chord cards. You can find all of the materials I mentioned in the video on pianokeyfinders.com. It's also listed in the comments if you're curious. Now, if you are new to the series, I strongly recommend before actually doing what I'm doing here, you go through the first 4 videos or 4 live streams on getting you going, because everything that we're doing now is building on stuff that you've already done. If you are not comfortable yet knowing all of the names of the keys, then I strongly recommend using the key name card and keeping it on the keys so that you always know that you're finding exactly what I'm looking for here. And you'll see that the key name card just lines up with the black keys on the piano, and then it tells you what the names are. Because one of the barriers to entry in learning how to play the piano is not remembering what the names of the keys are, because if you don't know what the names of the keys are, then finding them takes a lot of time. We don't want to do that. I would rather have you get playing. Before we get started, I am so delighted that you're here. And I'm even more excited because a couple really great people yesterday came up and said that they wanted to be guinea pigs and try this out. So instead of having my imaginary friend that I'm giving a lesson to, now I can actually imagine real friends that I'm giving the lesson to, which kind of makes it a little easier to relax. So super delighted that you're here. I want you to be able to play in 20 years. I don't want that piano collecting dust. Now today, speaking of collecting dust, you can't see it, but in order to see if it makes a difference on the sound quality, I opened the lid to the lowest level. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference on what you can hear. You can't see it. And what the difference is for me is that I had to clean all the stuff off the piano lid in order to be able to open it. So yay. Don't be too critical. We're going to be covering a lot of material. Though if you've had the previous 4 lessons, then it won't be completely new. Sometimes the language will be confusing, particularly on this one, because I'm going to be talking about a 6-2-5-1 chord progression. So we're talking about the chords, but then we also have the finger numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and counting numbers, because if I count you in, so you're going to get a lot of numbers, and that's a little bit overwhelming in the beginning. It's normal. Remember that if you need to, you can pause the video at some point in the future. This is only the 5th lesson, right? And if you've only had 5 lessons, you're doing really great just by being here. Don't be critical, be curious, because sometimes when you're playing something, especially in what I'm going to be doing today, it may not be exactly what I played. You might have a finger that moves a centimeter in one direction or the other, and it still is going to sound good. So don't be so critical, because if it sounded good, then it would be, if I make a mistake, but I like the sound, I will play it again so I can hear it, so I can remember it for some time in the future. Like the other videos, I'm going to start by playing a pattern for around 5 minutes or so. And the idea here is just to have you play and make up stuff on the black keys. If you want to get crazy, you can add a B or an F, which will still fit in the keys, and play around with melodies. See if you can paint a picture with the stuff that you're doing. Try playing with both hands at the same time. When you're playing on black keys, this part of the piano is called the fall board. You're going to have your hands further into the fall board. So keep that in mind. Black keys, you bring your hands in. White keys, you'll pull your hands out. And it's okay to move your hands back and forth on the piano. And sometimes if your thumb drops below the white keys here, that's okay too, because I want to keep a nice alignment and comfortable playing. So that said, first 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to be going over this, and then we're going to be doing a 6-2-5-1 chord progression, but we're going to slowly build it up. And this will probably take 2 lessons, like the other lesson 1 and lesson 2, lesson 3 and lesson 4, because we're adding stuff and we're making it slightly more complicated, but then slightly more complicated also means slightly more interesting to listen to. So again, I'm going to be playing for 4 or 5 minutes on a pattern on the black keys. So if you're sitting at your piano, just play along and make up melodies as you go. And when I do this with students, and I have a student that's sitting right next to me, what I've noticed in my students is as they're making stuff up, they lose a lot of tension. So if I'm trying to get them to do something specific, then if they're struggling with the muscle memory or the controlling of their fingers, I find that switching to doing this helps alleviate that tension. So here we go. Okay, so that little improvising thing that I had you do ends on the key of F sharp or G flat, which is this. And so the key of a piece is like home. You're going to start at home and you're going to end at home. All right, so today is the 6-2-5-1 chord progression. And the 6-2-5-1 is chords based on the sixth note of the scale, the second note of the scale, the fifth note of the scale, and the first note of the scale. And you don't need to know that yet. It's just what I'm calling it. And eventually, I'm going to be talking about terminology that might not be understood today. Over time and with practice, it'll start coming. Now, when I did the last video, lesson 4, I went through a pattern and we went all the way around the circle of fifths, which was what we're going to do today. And when I counted how many times I played a 1-4 chord progression in my left hand in the course of this, just in the last half hour, the 1-4 chord progression, even though I was doing it in different keys, I used that motion almost 300 times. And when you do something 300 times, you get better at it. It's because the more you do, the better you become. So keep that in mind, that going around the circle of fifths, because you get the change of, it's a different key, so it sounds a little bit different, you're getting the muscle memory that's necessary in order to become good. Now, today what we're going to do, going around the circle of fifths, is we're going to do the 5-note scale in the left hand, because the music that you'll be able to pick up on the Piano Key Finder blog looks like this. And it looks like I will be correcting this before I put it up on the blog, but that's okay. So the music will look like this. And you'll notice at the top, we have orange, purple, yellow, red. Okay. So the orange purple is the 1-4 chord progression that was from the minor, the last 2 lessons. And even though the color coding is slightly different, the red, yellow here, the chord progression, it's a major chord progression, and it's exactly the same chord progression that we did with the left hand on the first 2 lessons. So even though the color coding on this one is a little different, it's the same 2 chords with the same fingering and the same everything. Now, as I was looking at this, I was like, I think I've seen one of my chord cards that has all 4 of these chords together, because the orange, purple, red, yellow ticked something off in my brain. And it so happens that I do, go figure, have the chord card that goes in the order of orange, purple, red, yellow. Now, the only difference here is that this is a 6-2-5-7. This is a dominant chord and a 1. And so to do this one, you play without the 4th note of the red chord. So you're going to be going orange, purple, red, yellow, but we're going to eliminate that 7th note. Now, you could play the flat 7 if you wanted to, but that's not how this particular thing is, and it's not going to coordinate with the music. So if I do this with my right hand, it just so happens it's exactly that. Now, I wrote this one to go with this, but I took these chords in this order from a Baroque piece that was written, almost 300 and something years ago. So these chords have been around way longer than I have. I'm going to start by going around the circle of fifths with the left hand. And I think what I'm going to do, so you've got the music here. I'm going to play the scale going up and down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the scale using the rhythm here so that you're programming that rhythm in with your left hand. Now, one thing that I do with these exercises here at the beginning is I am having your left hand and your right hand playing at the same time so that you're not having to do one thing with one hand and another thing with the other. The rhythm here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and is the same rhythm that you have been playing in the first 4 lessons. So it should be familiar to you if you've gone through all the exercises at this point. So the other thing too, when I go through this, to make my fingers match what I'm playing in the right hand, I'm going to be doing the 5-note scale that's associated with the dominant or the red chord. So if we're playing in the key of C, if we think the notes of the C scale are C, D, E, F, G, then the 5th note of that scale is G. And that's where I'm going to put the 5-note scale chord to start out with. And instead of starting on C this time, I'm going to actually start on G so that I go around the circle of fifths the same way that you're going to see it in the music. Okay, so 5-note major scale. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put the yellow arrow starting on G, and then I'm going to go around the circle of fifths that way. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to play. And anybody who's seen me using these on this piano knows that the cards don't want to stay in place. So I use a clear sticky note to hold them in place. And I'm going to put this card here. So I'm playing the notes that are underneath, the keys underneath the notes here. And so I'm going to start by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, something like that. When I start on all of these, I always count 1 and 2 and ready and go and, or 1, 2, ready, go, so that you know when to start if you're going to play along with me. And so let me, because I will have figured this out by the time I do the first one. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Okay, so we're starting in G major. If you had the key name card here, then this would be where your G is. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Now, the rhythm in this piece is a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you're going to start with the fourth finger on an A when we're in the key of G. So if you have your hands on the 5-note G scale, then all of your fingers are going to be touching the keys that you need to play, but you're going to start with your fourth finger on A. So the way this sounds is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I suppose I should have shown you or played for you what this thing sounds like when we do it hands together. 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 2 and 3. So you can hear how that sounds. Really common chord pattern that's not only in the Baroque period but classical and romantic and pop and jazz. This chord pattern, once you have it under your fingertips, is going to be really helpful. And then the notes that you're playing in the left hand are the bass notes, and they're the roots of all the chords with the exception of the leading tone at the end. Okay, so I'm going to count that 1 and 2 and ready and go and because I'm in the key of C, I'm starting on a 5-note G scale with my left hand, which is where this card is, and I'm going to go 1 and 2 and ready and go and we're going to play that rhythm twice. 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay, so that's line 1. We're going to go to line 2. And this is in G major. So I'm going to put the card on D, okay? And I'm kind of getting out of the way so that you can see where my hand is. The reason I'm doing it so low, because usually I have hands an octave apart, but I like having the low sounds in the bass. And I also think it's really great to be using the full expanse of the keyboards. And as you do this, you're going to get to hear what different things sound like, because if you can hear what it sound like when you're making decisions yourself, you can be like, oh, I really like it down there. Now, D major has an F sharp in the middle, so you want to make sure that your fingers are lightly touching the keys before you play them. When I have a student sitting next to me and I see their hands out like this, where my fingers are all on white keys, I can pretty much if they're less experienced, guarantee that they're going to miss this note. It's going to sound weird to them because it's not what they're expecting. And it's only because they didn't have their fingers already touching the keys that they needed to be in. So here's D major going around the circle. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Okay. So now I'm going to play the second line. It starts with an E, fourth finger's on E, and I'm going to do that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. It's like a heartbeat. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, from there, the next key that we're going to be doing is D major. And so if I'm going to do D major, then I'm moving this to the fifth note of D major. You know what's so interesting about going on the circle of fifths? We're going on the circle of fifths and everything that we do is moving in the same direction. And I just realized, this happens every time, I just realized that I was playing the D major scale because D was the dominant in G. Well, because D was the dominant in G, the next scale that I'm going to do is D. So all I had to do is move the yellow arrow up to where the 5 was on the D scale. When you listen to this for the 50 gajillionth time, you'll be like, oh, now I know what she's getting at. But that'll make it easier for me to remember where I'm going. So now we're going to be in the key of D major, which means I'm going to be starting on an A major scale for my left hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Now we're going to do the pattern starting on using my fourth finger. So just to review, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to start on my ring finger with my hand on A major. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's playing that pattern, and every single note of the 5-note scale is included in there. So you're not doing it in the same order, but you're getting all those keys. All right, so if I'm in A, the next key that I'm going to, if I was playing on A, that's going to be my next key. And so I'm going to move the yellow arrow to E because E is the 5th note of the A scale. And now my left hand is going to be on the E major 5-note scale. Again, I've got several black keys in here, so I'm going to make sure that my hand is deep enough in the keys so that I can feel the black keys underneath my fingertips before I play. So here we go with the E major scale. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Starting with the fourth finger, we're going to be playing the fourth line of the first page here. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so that was E major. So the 5th note of the E major scale is going to be B. So I'm moving this card to B because it's where all of the notes are for the next one. So now we are in the key of E major, which means that I'm playing a B major scale. And this one, my thumb is going to have to be on a black key. So in order to have my thumb on a black key, I have to push my hand all the way in so that I'm there. If my hand is over here, if I have too many things going on at the same time, my thumb isn't going to be ready, and I'll probably play this. And F sounds really awkward if you are expecting an F sharp. So here we go with the B major scale. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. With that rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you know what I noticed is when I'm playing the B and the E here, I'm pulling my hand this way, and when I'm coming up to the C sharp key, I'm pushing my hand in. So my hand is moving back and forth. This motion is generated from my shoulder, and it's not generated from my fingertips. And so it's that in and out movement that's helping me get my thumb to the F sharp. So that was the key of E. So now we're going to go to the key of B, which means I'm going to move the arrow to F sharp. Oh, yes. So F sharp. 4 of the 5 keys that I'm playing are black keys. So I don't think I'm going to be doing this because I'm going to pull off my fingers on black keys. 1, this is F sharp major. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. All right. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. So in the music, the line that starts with measure 21 is in the key of B major, but the line that starts at measure 25 is in the key of C flat major. Okay, so the key of the piece is actually the 4th chord in here. Now, if I'm in the key of B major and C flat major, I'm actually playing the same keys. They have different key signatures, but they're called enharmonic spellings. And so I don't need to play number 21 and number 25. I included them here so that you could see the spellings, because sometimes you'll see the chords. So I'm measure 21 and measure 25 sound exactly the same. So I'm going to pop down to measure 29, or instead measure 33, because D sharp and E flat are the same. And I like the E flat key a lot better than I like the other one. So we're going to be playing on a D flat. I'm going to move it down here because I like those bass sounds. So I'm using measure 33 for E flat, starting on the E flat minor key, doing the D flat major scale. This is D flat major, 5-note scale. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Again, this 5-note scale uses 4 of the 5 black keys. When you're 4 of the 5 notes that you're playing are black keys. Here we go, starting on my 4th finger. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You'll notice that my hand is pretty quiet. I'm using the same finger for all of these patterns, and so the more I do it, the more natural and the more automatic my hand becomes. Okay, so the next one is I'm moving the card to A flat or G sharp. Again, these are called enharmonic spellings. You'll see on the circle of fifths, we have F sharp and G flat, D flat and C sharp, and B and C flat. And so over here, you have two names for the same key. And so right now we are over here with the D flat and C sharp. So you can be looking at either measure 37 or measure 41. They look different, but when you play them, they sound exactly the same. So A flat major scale, 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, off. This A flat major with the rhythm starting on the fourth finger. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so that is the A flat major scale. A flat major and D flat major feel identical. You've got two black keys at the bottom, two black keys at the top, and your middle finger is going to be playing a white key, but it's going to be bumping up on the upper side against a black key. Okay, now we are moving it to E flat. Here, we're in the key of A flat. E flat major. 3 of the 5 keys are black keys, but they're in, so my hand is going to be closer to the fallboard of the piano. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Now, starting on the fourth finger, we're going to do the rhythm that's on the sheet. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and I noticed myself when I played this, my third finger was resting on a G sharp, a G flat key, a black key here. And so when I played it, I was like, oh, whoops. And I had to move my finger over. So the reason I draw your attention to this is if you do the same thing, it's okay. It happens. I'm going to do that one more time just to, get it out of my system. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all right, so we are all the way over here. We started here and we've gone zip, 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 zip. So we only have 3 more to go. So maybe I didn't make a mistake when I was doing this. Huh. Yeah, that's good to know. All right, so we are in the key of E flat, which means I'm moving the arrow to a B flat. So B flat major, 5-note scale. And I'm going to be playing B flat major scale first. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, off. 2, 3, 4. Now, starting on the fourth finger, here's that rhythm. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all right. So you're almost all the way around the circle. Whoopee! Only 2 more. So we're going to be the key of B flat, which is where we're leaving, and we're going to be going, this card is moving to F. Again, the more you go around the circle of fifths, the more you're going to start understanding the relationship of one key to the next and how there's a lot of overlap. And every time I do this, I'm like, oh, and then it overlaps here too. So I get epiphanies and notice patterns all the time that I didn't see before, or maybe I saw them before, but I didn't remember that I saw them before. Really common. So F major, just checking my keys, make sure my fingers are in the right place. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Now with the rhythm, starting on my fourth finger. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 4, 3 and 4 and then the last one. Okay, I lied. I do have to correct it. I didn't change the key for the last one. So the last one, we're going to be in the key of C. I mean, we're going to be in the key of F, so I'm moving this up to C. And let me make a note of this. Change. It's so good that I do this. If I'm doing the same thing that you are, I correct all or catch all sorts of mistakes. All right, C major. Ooh, except for I'm going to do that down here. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. 2, 3, 4. Okay, starting with my fourth finger. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. So yes, you made it all the way around the circle of fifths on 5-note scales, and then we changed the order of the notes in the scale, and you played this really interesting syncopated rhythmic pattern of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now we are going to be switching to what your right hand is going to be doing. And this is kind of an experiment because there's 2 different ways that we could be doing the right hand in terms of the fingering. And I haven't decided which one is better because they both have pluses and minuses. So I'm going to show both of them. Should I show both of them or should I show one of them to save the confusion? I'm not quite sure. I think it depends on who's doing it, their hand size and their coordination. All right, so we're going back to the first one. And I don't even know if we need to use the music for this because we're just going to go around the circle of fifths. And I'm starting in C major, A minor. So if I have on the card, if I put the yellow arrow on the C, the orange arrow naturally is going to go to the A. Okay. And what I mean there is in the music, the chord pattern for this first one is going from A minor to D minor to G to C. So if I put a yellow arrow on C, the orange arrow on the card is naturally at A. Or if I put the orange arrow on A, then the yellow arrow is automatically going to be over there. So when placing the card, do what's easier. Is it easier to think that you're in the key of C, which is what this pattern is, or that you're starting on the A? And that would be true here. If you're on the next one, you're going to put the orange arrow on E or the yellow arrow on G. So I think for me, going around in this order, I would probably think of it orange arrow on A because that's going to be my first chord anyway. So orange arrow on A. So A happens to be the 6th note of the C major scale. which is why this is called 6-2-5-1, because in C major, D is the second note of a C scale. So that would be the 2. The fifth note of the C scale is G, which is why we call the G chord a 5. And then 1 means that that is the first note of the C scale. Now, in this pattern on the card, orange, purple are 3-note chords. The red is a 4-note chord, but I'm going to ignore the 4th note because we're just doing triads, and triads are 3-note chords. So if I have my hand here, I'm going from orange to purple, and then I'm going to move my hand red, yellow. So orange, I'm using playing the 3 notes below the orange, the 3 keys below the orange, going to the purple, and then moving my hand down 3 keys, 3 keys, following whatever's going here. So if the notes are coming down on white keys, then you play white keys, and if they're coming on black keys, you play black keys. All right, I think I've decided what I'm going to be showing today, and that is when we're playing these chords, you're going to be using your thumb, your middle finger, and your pinky. I'm going to play these chords in half notes, and I'm going to repeat them 4 times. Okay, I'm going to give an example of this, and then I will then count you in 1, 2, ready, go, so that you know when to start. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I lied. We're not going to do it that way because I think that's going to be a little fast. And we're going to do 2 repetitions, but I'm going to count them as whole notes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what we're going to do, whole notes rather than half notes, just so that you get time to move your fingers, keeping in mind that you're going to be using your thumb, your middle finger, and your pinky for all 4 chords. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This, by the way, is not that rhythm. This is just to get that finger motion in your hands. So we started on A minor, so we're going to go to E minor, going around the circle of fifths. Okay, so this is a major and minor circle. Outside is major, inside is minor. So we started in A and we're going to go to E. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you need to do that one again, remember that your second chord is a D major chord. The root of the chord is over here, and you need to be playing an F sharp. And that is probably going to be the most commonly done thing, not pushing your hand in to get to that F sharp. We'll do it one more time just for the sake of it. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. All right. Moving on. The next one is B minor. So I'm putting the orange arrow on a B. Now we're not in the key of B minor. We're actually in the key of D major, but B minor is our first chord. B minor has a sharp. So it's, not a bad idea to see what keys might be sharped. So 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the geometry, when I talk about geometry when we're playing, it's white keys and black keys and the differences in the levels and the distance that you have to move in. And so this one has uneven geometry, namely your fingers are not all on the same plane. And so you're going to have your hand in order to be able to get them. And really, there's only a few keys that have even geometry and you don't stay in them very often. All right, so that was with the arrow on B minor. So we are going to move the orange arrow to F sharp. F sharp minor has 2 black keys, so I'm already playing in. And when I go from F sharp minor to B minor, I'm going to have to jump over the hurdle, namely move my middle finger over this black key here. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So I made the push my hand into, anticipated pushing my hand in and hit an F sharp minor chord again. I'm going to do that one more time. One thing too, your angle, you're seeing behind, and you're probably not seeing what my fingers are doing because I don't have an angle above, but that's okay because what I really want you to be focusing on is the keys that are underneath here. That's a better angle because your hand isn't going to, your eye, even sitting on the piano, sometimes if I'm looking at the keys, my hand blocks what I can see underneath my hand, but my hand is not blocking my angle from my eyes to here to see what keys are part of this chord progression. I'm going to repeat F sharp, the F sharp minor starting point in the key of A major, just because. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, moving on. We are going to be playing with the orange arrow on C sharp or D flat. And 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Why not? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. It's always good to find areas where I could work on it a little bit myself. Now we are in B major. Our first chord is a G sharp minor chord. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. Well, obviously, these ones are not the ones that I've practiced the most myself. So this is really interesting for me to find where I have a few little gaps in what I play as well. So interesting. We're going to do that again because I need to practice, obviously. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. know B major and C flat major are the same. So these two lines are the same in terms of the chord. So we're going to move on to thinking of things as G flat rather than F sharp. I just find E flat minor is a little easier key for me to conceptualize. Okay, so E flat minor, this is measure 33 on the sheet. Not the same rhythm though, I'm counting it in half notes. Half notes get 2 counts, and so when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, half note, half note. So 1, 2 is your first thing, and 3, 4 is the second. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Next one is going to be in the key of D flat or C sharp major. So D flat is related to B flat. So I'm going to move this up to the B flat key. One, two, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, from there we are moving to A flat major. Yellow arrow on A flat, or the orange arrow on F. One, two, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3 more to go. Yippee! I mean, it's actually no small accomplishment for you to have made it all the way around the circle of fifths. Because that means even if you did one thing, you've repeated that one thing 12 times. And I think what's so great about this is that you only have to learn the concept once. And then by repeating it around the circle of fifths, you're hearing it 12 times, but you're also internalizing it, and it develops ear training and a whole bunch of other things that are these things that start magically appearing over time. Okay, so we are now in the key of E flat, and I'm playing it up in this octave. Though, you know, when you're doing this at home, you could do it in different octaves. There's nothing, because this is basic training, there's nothing that says it has to be here, it has to be here, it has to be here. Some of it is a matter of taste, and the more you do it, the more you're going to find that you have a certain kind of taste that's for yourself. Okay. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to the key of B flat. So you see, we started in C and we're all the way in, we're here. So we have B flat and then F left to go. So here we go. B flat is related to G minor, which is our starting key. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last one is F major. And I'm going to do it down here. So when I have the yellow arrow on F, the orange arrow goes to D, which is my starting chord. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, in the key of F, there's only one black key, and it's played with a pinky. So my hand is up here for most of it until I get to the chord where I have to move my hand. So my arm is moving back and forwards, but my hand is moving kind of diagonally in toward the fall board when I'm coming up to that B flat. All right, so that said, you've already just gone around the circle of fifths in all 12 keys using a 4-chord progression in the right hand that has 2 major chords and 2 minor chords in a 1/4 chord configuration. And if we wanted to get technical, which, you know, again, I'm going to be introducing technical terms, which I have no expectation of you remembering today. We're going from a root position triad to a second inversion triad in the major key, and then we're going from a root position triad, a second inversion in the minor key. So you're getting 4 different chord sounds. Now, if I put them together, and this is what we're going to be doing in the next lesson. So we're going to start on the key of A minor, and then I'm going to take the major 5-note scale here, and I'm going to set it up so that my left hand is playing the G major scale, okay? That's where I'm starting, right? So if I'm playing the first line of the 6-2-5-1 chord pattern, it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and by internalizing the pulse and doing this often enough, you're going to be able to do that for 5 minutes at a time. If you're doing that for 5 minutes at a time, if you listen to a lot of pop music, for example, they might take a 4-chord progression and play it underneath whatever else is going on for 4 or 5 minutes at a time. It's a really commonly done thing. If you listen to a lot of, Ludovico Einaudi, he uses 4-chord progressions throughout his stuff. He changes things, but the basics are 4 chords. They may not be these 4 chords, so they might very well be, but it's being played over and over and over again. And so the more we do that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it builds up your stamina. And one of the goals that I have as you're going through all of this is to teach you how to play the piano so that you can sit at the piano and play with or without pieces. It doesn't matter, because you're going to be doing things that sound musical. So that would be line 1. And then, so line 2, we're switching into the key of G major. So I'm going to put my yellow arrow to G major, which means that my 5-note scale is going to be D. Again, you're not going to remember this, but if I can give you little rules of thumbs to be able to do this, then you're going to be able to play this not fairly well in a relatively short period of time. Because remember, this is only your 5th lesson in this series. And so it's a huge amount of stuff that you're learning how to play. So I'm going to start with my 4th finger over here, and then I'm going to be over here. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a little foreshadowing on where this is headed. The idea is to be playing things that are rhythmically interesting and musical, so that when you are sitting at the piano, you can actually make up music. So this is Sarah Lingra, and again, I'm so delighted that you're part of this. I am excited to hear how having the piano open, if that made a difference in the sound. Eventually, I'm getting a microphone and I'll set this up a little bit better, but I didn't want to not do these because I'm waiting on technical stuff. You can find all of the materials I talked about on pianokeyfinders.com. And as soon as I finish this, I'm going to correct this and then put it up on the pianokeyfinder.com blog for lesson 5. So thank you very much. Delight to have you here, and keep playing. Bye.